Well, what I did is I came up with it yesterday because I couldn't understand why the lights went out. So, Poldy's buddy on Ontario Hydro needed a new barbecue, so it cost him $1,000. So what he did is he had phoned him in the morning. He said, "I know Bab's going to be a little crazy today, being the veteran player that he is." He said, when it gets to be around 40, 43 minutes, lights got to go out. But he had no idea we were going to stop and start after instead. But good veteran move by Poldy. What's going on today, buddy?
You mentioned it the other day that you like Morgan Riley in the role that he's in. You know, he could play the power play and light it up, but you like...
Well, I never said light it up. That's what you just said.
I just said that. Okay. I put words in your mouth. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I just watched that U.S. election, and you know how the media kind of sometimes doesn't get it right, so we got to get it right every day. So what did I say?
Oh, you said a lot of people would really like it to see him on the power play, and he'd do well there.
He would. He'd do really good there, and he'd do really good chasing around the rink and being up in the rush every single play. We still like him in the rush. We like him to go at the right time, but we want him to play against the best players, and we think that's the best thing for his development. I'm not saying it's never ever going to, once he gets all that figured out, he's never going to get back to that, but that's the program we're on right now. Whether, I mean, that's just what we're doing.
Is it a blessing to have a guy like that, as young as he is, to have as many games experience as he's got in a young room like this?
Well, I think so, but I also think you got to remember every once in a while he's not 28. And so, you know, you got to keep it in perspective sometimes. He's got a lot to learn. He knows it. What I like about Rise is he comes every day with a great attitude. He wants to be better, wants to be the best he can possibly be, and he brings that workman-like attitude with a relaxed disposition, having a lot of fun.
Do you like that progress he's made, not in that role that you put him in, then, Mike?
No, for sure. I think he's done a real good job. I think obviously Zaitsev coming here, and we didn't expect Zaitsev to be where he is right now, but we knew he was a good player and going to have good traction. But we think the two of them, they're both young guys, the two of them with experience will turn into a real good pair for us.
Mike, obviously you juggled the lines a bit in the last game to get a spark. Now at practice, back to the way they were before the game. How do you juggle, how do you know, I guess, balance when a short-term changes versus a long-term change?
Well, I guess what I would say to you, if I would have liked anything I did in the game, then we might have done it again. But when we were like we were, I didn't like very much. The other thing is combinations have stayed together longer probably this year than I've ever had before, just because I think guys are suited for certain spots better, and we don't have enough other pieces to interchange with them.
When you have a game like you do the other night, do you ever give a thought to giving a guy like Corrado a shot to get it?
Yeah, I did for sure. But we just went 3-1 in our last 4, right?
Last year around this time, you said you had a plan for Frankie when we'd ask you about him. Do you have a plan for him this year?
Well, we think we've done you know, and you can't tell by looking at it, but last year we didn't have Carrick and we didn't have Zaitsev, right? So that's the problem with life, is the truth today isn't the truth tomorrow. If you're working in your job and someone else comes in and is a little smoother at it, guess what happens to you? So it's the same thing here. But what Frankie's done is he's done a real good job being a good pro. He's got bigger and stronger, worked real hard this summer. And when he gets his opportunity, he's got to seize it.
Will Hunwick be in this weekend?
Pardon me?
Will Hunwick get in this weekend?
We think he's just about ready to be cleared. We'll see how he does tomorrow morning again.
With the goalies sorted for the next 2 games?
Yeah.
Do you know who's starting on Friday? Would you like to share?
Andy's starting.
What does it mean to you to see a guy like Pat Quinn in the Hall of Fame?
Well, Pat's a gentleman and a great, great man. And, you know, obviously I remember him well, both with the Olympics and talking about mostly as the Leafs coach, to be honest with you, even though he coached a number of teams. But and Vancouver, I thought very highly of him, obviously, there too, and in Philly. But to me, I always kind of remember him as the Leafs coach and the Olympic coach. And but he cared about people and was a great man, a smart man, and you know, he had that big presence about him, but was a kind person, so it's great for him.
Mike, have you detected any frustration from Austin Matthews or William Nylander where their production isn't meeting their scoring chances right now?
Yeah, and you know, we talk about that stuff. I don't know if it's frustration at all. They are playing in the National Hockey League. I think in Matthews' situation, it's way easier. We could put him on the wing with a really good player, and it'd be way easier for him, but that's not what we want to do with him. That's not what he wants to do. So it's way harder to be a dominant centerman in the league at 19 than it is a winger, for sure. So that's a little different than Willie's situation. Willie's situation is, I mean, I don't know, I look at it, I think they have like 11 or 10 points or something like that. So I think they're doing pretty good, but there's gonna be ebbs and flows in the league. You just want your ups to be a lot longer than your downs. So you want your downs to be real short. But I didn't think anyone was any good last game, but the game before, I thought they had as many chances as they ever had.
Hey, Mike, the 3 of the past 4 games, 40-plus shots against. What else have we done?
Too many.
To bring that down.
Yeah, we got to play better without the puck. We got to be better in the face-off circle, play better without the puck. And I really thought last game in particular, there was no reason for us to give up what we did. It wasn't that type of game. We didn't have to do that, and we got away from what we're doing. Sometimes it's nice when your goalie is able to steal you a game, and we appreciate the fact, but we don't want to play like that. So as much as we've generated lots of zone opportunity and time and shots ourselves, and the numbers verify that, we're giving up too much, and I think all you got to do is look at goals against, and that's very obvious too. And so that's why we work on it. Anybody comes to practice, that's why we work on it every single day, and we'll continue to work on it.